Alright, what's good? Welcome back to another perspective video. It's been a while since I made one of these, but yeah, I was watching Mr. Luke the other day. He was talking about who he was excited to see in 2017 or something like that, and it got me thinking about who I was actually excited to see. And so before we get started, I'll just leave a link to Luke's video, seeing as his video initially got me thinking. So yeah, there's a link to his channel and a link to the actual video in the description below. Chances are you've already seen it and you know Mr. Luke, but yeah, it's in the description anyway. Realistically, there's a lot of players that I'm keen to see this season, but I've just narrowed it down to a couple to talk about for this video. In no particular order, the first person I'll be talking about is Benji Marshall. He's always been a favourite of mine. He had a pretty average season last year at halfback for the Dragons, but let's be honest here, the Dragons as a unit were pretty terrible. I just don't think Marshall, in my opinion, is a halfback. I always get into debates with my brother about this, but he's always been an instincts type of player and plays what's in front of him, rather than being an organizer or someone that leads the pack around the park, which is what you expect out of a halfback. Someone like, say, a Cooper Cronk or Jonathan Thurston, for example. It's up for debate really, because he did have a pretty decent season. I think in 2015 when he came second, tied off, I'm pretty sure it was Ennis and Woodsy for Dally M Player of the Year. So yeah, I'm pretty interested to see where he actually plays in the Broncos, because when I think about it, if I name a 17-man squad off the top of my head, Benji Marshall doesn't fit into that squad. I'm just hoping they could fit him in there somehow, because I could see him doing some great things behind a mobile forward pack like the Broncos. Alright, next up we got Jarryd Hayne. There really isn't much to say about Hayne, but whether you like him or not, the talent is undeniable. I think a lot of people are keen to see him get back to form, and I don't think it'll take that long either. Especially if you look at the players around him, with young halves like Taylor and Algie. You've got James, Pete and Proctor in the forward pack. Can't forget about Connie in the centres, and there's a rumour going around that Daniel Vito will be signing. Some mates of mine are actually telling me that they always see him out and about in the Gold Coast, so that could be true, but everyone goes to the GC to get shit-faced, so I don't know about that one. Anyway, on paper, the Titans have a great balance of youth and experience, power and speed in both their forward pack and their back line. With Hayne at the helm of it all, I think we'll be seeing him at his best this year, whether he's leading the pack or if they just let him do his own thing. No doubt he'll be much leaner, and I'm pretty sure he'll play himself back into the New South Wales Blues. Alright, next up on this imaginary list is Kieran Foran. I'm not too sure how many games he actually played for Cara last year, but it wasn't much. It was a pretty dramatic season last year for Kieran Foran, and to be honest, I kind of felt bad for the guy, because he seems like a genuine person on and off the field. And you know how exaggerated the journos can get off their stories? It reminds me of the saying of giving someone an inch and they take a mile. That's exactly what the journos do with stories. Anyway, Foran will be back home playing in New Zealand. I'm interested to see how well he'll do. I kind of have high expectations of Kieran Foran at the Warriors, but then again, it's the Warriors. They kind of have a track record for turning great players into mediocre players. Every year the Warriors look good on paper, but when it comes to the games, they never show up. But this year you gotta expect big things, because they essentially have the New Zealand spine. They've got Luke, Foran, Johnson, Tuivasa-Sheck at the back. It's such a stacked team on paper. Hopefully for you Warriors fans, we'll see the Warriors live up to the hype. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's perspective video. Sure to charge that like button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to check out Mr. Luke in the description below. And as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.